and this is Mixed Martial Arts. We'll talk about UFC Fight Night that happened Saturday, the 15th, because that was the 14th when a lot of that boxing happened. But we had a UFC veteran that, LT just hopped off. But we have, he'll be back. We have Jared Cannonier versus Gregory Rodriguez. This was pretty Jared, if you know Jared Cannonier, he's hopped from heavyweight to I think he fought in light heavyweight. He's a veteran in the UFC, very strong fighter. He defeated Rodriguez by TKO in the I believe in the I can't even remember the round. Was it the first round?
They got
I
in the
believe it
fourth
was.
round.
Oh, fourth round? Yeah, fourth round. My notes are kind of freezing here. But in the fourth
Fourth round
round,
TKO.
and that was that. This happened in the I think it's called the Apex, UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada, where this fight was happening. Another fight under that card, we have Yusuf Zalal, and he beat Calvin Qatar. This was unanimous decision, and it helped him get his wins up to 7 consecutive wins. That's pretty awesome. I don't know if all those 7 come from ways of UFC, but hey, salute to you, Yusuf Zalal. Now, this name here is where we're going to get the old strap back. Let's see how we can butcher it. Edmund Shabazin versus Dylan Bakak. How did I do there?
I feel like that was
Shabazin.
relatively decent. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This was a first round knockout, and Dylan was on the receiving end of that. What else can I say there? He got beat. It actually won Edmund performance of the night. That means he gets a little bit of a bonus to the purse. So Dana White, Sugar Daddy over there, is giving his fighters, if you have like the best knockout, he gives you an extra, I think, 50 grand. Yo, go take this. That's like their little incentive to get more interesting fights rather than, people getting on their bike and kicking and running, that type of stuff. Here we have another fight. We have this name here. Walter Walker versus Dontel Mares. Did I say that right? Let's see how that goes. I think I did say it.
Like Dontel Mays.
Dante Mays versus Walter Walker. And this was also a first round hook. I said kick. A hook knockout. And this was a heavyweight bout. And that is our summary of what happened fight night Saturday at the UFC Apex in Vegas. I know my brother Cam G is trying his best to watch a UFC fight, but he was straight up, if it's not style bender, it's not.
But then he got knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we're
But
gonna keep working on it. We're gonna keep working on it.
Working on it. As we talk about fights, right? The UFC are looking to collaborate more with boxing or with Turkey. And I think where Turkey wants to use the UFC, I think it's with storyline. I may believe that, but I don't know. Have you heard about this? UFC and Turkey kind of wanting, or they kind of want to get into that, that Saudi.
Right. I have not heard this, but I'm also not surprised. But Turkey has a strong love for boxing. I haven't heard him express that same passion for the UFC. So I do know he's passionate about the fighters and getting paid well. I do believe the UFC guys should be making more money. I know it's a business, so there's bottom lines and all that, but these guys are putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. And I feel like we've seen guys working other jobs coming off a major fight card and going back to work at their local establishment, and it just doesn't sit right. So hopefully a Turkey involvement will get these guys paid.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't the UFC go to Saudi Arabia and during COVID?
Yes. Well, they had Fight Island. I think it was United Arab Emirates. I couldn't remember.
Okay, something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, what I will say is kind of in contrary to what we thought about Usyk. There's been reports that Usyk wants to fight Alex Pereira.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So there's a wild card right there.
Yeah, I mean, I have this love-hate relationship with the Dana White, and it's just my personal thing. Maybe sometimes I don't want to. I just think his brand. He's like Teflon. He does a lot of crazy stuff, and he never gets accountability for. Like, but when a person of color does it, they get the whole sink thrown at them, and you have to apologize and make an apology tour. But Dana White has been doing this stuff, being caught on camera doing anyway. But that's on another. I just Dana White. But one thing I have to give Dana is he's a shrewd businessman, like having to develop this concept of the UFC and making it big from this thing that was very obscure in the early 90s where they had no weights. Anybody fights anyone. It was bare knuckle. It was just craziness to a guy who came in, from Boston and Dana White to just come in and bring organization and then finally selling it and for all those billions and then being asked to stay on because he knew the model and he knew how that model works. And I can say so much about his business acumen is just high level and I respect it. But if he teams up with Turkey, I think they will make a very good product because I believe boxing promoters don't know anything. I was told by Mike, or I say like I know Mike. Mike said one time that Mike Tyson, that is, calling him Mike like I know him on the first name. Mike Tyson said that the worst business you could ever be is a fighting promoter because you'll always lose your money. The fighters will make more. The venue will make, but you'll always be broke unless you're robbing. Unless you're doing something sketchy. He's like the worst thing. He says that's why he says to be a promoter you have to be a billionaire because you're gonna take a L, and that's why Mike said that. That's why a Turkey can do it because this is just play money. It's just play money. It's not like you're using it to build an empire. You're not using it to build a business or using it as a stepping stone. So with a shrewd Bostonian in Dana White, I think Turkey and him could do good business, better business than an Eddie Hearn, I think, or Frank Warren. These old heads, because these guys have been around for a long time, and what have they really? I mean, that sounds crazy because I want to be at these fights, but that sounds crazy. But like what I mean, like. If you want to like really make a show, you have to create saying things that the UFC does, where they create good storyline. They give the fights that are needed. That Turkey's doing right now, giving you the fights that you want, and not having to play these politics between different camps and stuff like that. But anyway, I was just curious about the whole if Dana White and Turkey collaborated, what would that look like?